By George, 6 key ways Kate Middleton and William are gradually preparing George for his destiny as king, claims Jenny Bond. The young royal, who recently celebrated his birthday, is being gradually introduced to the public and his destiny. However, the Prince and Princess of Wales are keen for Prince George to enjoy his childhood for as long as possible, claimed the former BBC royal correspondent. Jenny told Fabulous, "I think it's one heck of a job, isn't it, to prepare your child for this role, unlike any other role in the country, unlike anything that any of his contemporaries, his friends at school or out of school, are going to have to face. But I also think that they are keen to delay that moment, really, that he has the full realization of his destiny. I think they really are trying very hard to let George just have the childhood he needs and deserves." However, the expert pointed out there are subtle ways George is being prepared for his future ahead. We see him quite often on the public stage now, be it extremely formal like those state occasions or relatively informal like at the football or even at the Taylor Swift concert. So he's getting used to the fact that he is going to be in the papers and on camera for most of his life. But at the same time, I think for as long as possible they're keeping George and the other children wrapped up, just enjoying life, playing outside, running free, and that, I think, augurs well for a balanced and healthy future for George. Jenny claimed that Prince William was introduced rather more quickly into royal life than Prince George is, and there are ways the royal couple are achieving it. One way is with official photos of George, Charlotte and Louis, which are often snapped behind closed doors by Mum Kate. She added, "I think that Catherine has done really well to limit the exposure that George has had by providing the press with photographs that she's taken. Having your mum take a pic of you isn't too frightening at all." When William was at Eton School in Windsor, he would often be invited alone for Sunday lunch with the Queen at Windsor Castle. Walking across the Thames from Eton, the schoolboy was introduced by his grandmother to the secrets and magic of the world's most enduring monarchy, claimed royal expert Tom Bower. While Prince George is still at Lambrook School with his siblings, there may be a few years before solo lunches with King Charles. However, he is said to spend a lot of quality time with his granddad. Jenny added, "We're told certainly that the king loves spending time with his grandchildren, and now that he is at Windsor a fair bit more, and the kids are just down the road really, I think they have been getting together more. On the other hand, there have been a lot of health problems obviously on both sides of the family, and the king has been spending time at either Highgrove or Balmoral. But, as we understand, William and Catherine are going to Balmoral, and the kids are going to be there. There'll be time to knock around, and I think it is important, yes, for George to see what being king looks like." However, the royal expert claimed their relationship is currently mainly focused on being grandfather and grandson as they want to protect George from worrying and getting anxious about the future. While being king is a full-time role, Kate and William are said to be keen to encourage George to pursue interests before he takes the role. Jenny said, "There aren't enough royals to go around, and so the pressure may mount in the next, let's say, 10 to 15 years for him to become a full-time royal. But I'm sure that Catherine particularly wants her little boy, who's now getting quite a big boy I suppose, to have the opportunity to do other stuff. I know all his mates will be saying, even in the next few years, 'What would you fancy doing in life? What do you want to do?' Well, nearly all those options are closed to George because he knows what he's going to have to do sooner or later. But I guess he might go into the military. I'd like to think he might maybe not do that, and maybe do voluntary work, or maybe do both.